Hello and welcome to Instant Dicing Skills podcast number 12 with the third and last game from Sachsenmeisterschaft, the tournament I played just yesterday. So, after the first two games, I had 31 points, and this time I was facing Matthias Haberland, a guy living in Leipzig, and yeah, pretty good former player here in Germany, veteran you could say. And yeah, he brought this nice Orcs and Goblin list to this tournament. I already played with him in one team tournament where he played this list too. I think he scored the most points there. It was one of the TGH events in Herford. Maybe you know his roster from there. So this is basically two flying orcs on Wyvern, then a lot of like 100 goblins with bows, some artillery, and two times gigantic spiders. It's can be pretty dangerous. No, not pretty dangerous. I mean, these Viren are hard to handle for me because both of them can pretty easily kill my characters and aren't that nice targets for my magic. I mean, the one has Dragonfire Gem, so the only thing I have against him is a spear, and he can really go rampage with the Axe of Apocalypse. There can just happen anything. And the other one has 4-up ward save. I mean, sure, if you just cast enough of spells on him, he will die. No, but most of the time you don't have the time to do this because there are still 100 goblins shooting on you. This is okay for me since I have all the shrines and high toughness and armor. But still, both two other big monsters again who can thunderstomp my infantry pretty good. Yeah, I really thought this wouldn't be a good game for me. And then the medkits, and Matthias is pretty good in finding just ridiculous ways by using his medkits and making my life really, really hard with them. So yeah, let's jump into the game. This is just the deployment. So we played Hold the Ground, so taking the center, and it was Counter Trust we played. Yeah, so he I think got +3 after all, and wanted to go for the first turn. Yeah, so two times the spiders, some shooting goblins. These goblins with Vanguard, because of the Crown of Cavern King, and both of the Wyvern. This was a Wild Orc Wyvern Lord, and this was the Black Orc. Um, yeah, like I said, I was pretty scared and tried to hide. And I know the hill can be a little bit dangerous because I couldn't place anything on the hill. I just could place the warriors a little bit on the hill so I could see a little bit that way. But here was a pretty dead space. And yeah, against this Wyvern, my Wrath Chosen aren't that good either. Because the one guy has a potion of swiftness, so he can just strike before them, and the other one is pretty tanky, and yeah, so I really wasn't. I really had mixed feelings by fighting against him. So yeah. But he thought he had to play this pretty aggressive, so he just declared the walk in the first turn and took the charge, I think, on 10 on the warriors and with the spider on 11, and he managed to get this cast with this combat. What am I talking? He managed to charge just with his wild orc guy my unit. So, what happens from there? This is already after my deployment, after my first turn. So, I tried. In his turn, nothing much happened. He killed my champion and with maximum overkill, and combined with the charge, he didn't have to test because it was a draw. and I um, but I wanted to do this so that he don't has the +1 strength again in the next round when fighting against my lords, and I had a magic phase before this, so yeah. In the magic phase, I would have been able to cast 2 times -1 to hit on him, and then my general would be pretty safe, and that he loses all his strength bonus from weapons. Yeah. So, but then what happened? I declared a charge with my last chosen here on his goblins, which I think advanced a little bit too far. Advanced a little bit too much. He fled by them, and then I redirected, I think, on a 10 or 9, I don't know anymore, a charge on his goblins here, and I managed to get off this charge. On the other side, I had a charge, I think, on 8 or 9 in the flank of his lord with my chosen. They could barely see him, but I just didn't roll enough. I think that would have been a pretty nice possibility to just insta break him in my turn. So then my magic phase was pretty bad. He took the scroll against losing strength, and I wasn't able to get any of these curses of these breaks of spirits. So I wasn't able to cast one of the break-in spirits from the shrines. So then I took down these shady gits inside this unit, and here with my general I just got 1 wound by his orc boss, and I struck maybe 1 wound or something like this, but well, he just didn't pass his break test, and I overrun him. This leads to the next thing. So his spider could charge because I run forward, like up to this position. His spider could charge me in the flank, and the other lord charged me in the front, and this spider also tried to charge me on, I think, 17 or something like this, but he wasn't able to get this charge off. He rallied his goblins, and here I got a flank charge from this other unit. So leading to this. This is already after my second turn then, so this was pretty crucial here. Now maybe well, I will do this on this picture, sorry for this. My chosen had to take a break test on 5 against the flank charge, and I was able to hold this. This was pretty good, because then this gave me the possibility to charge with my Vortex Fiend here in the flank too. Here I just passed my test and was steadfast, but he killed my general with his general. That was I was pretty disappointed by this, but yeah, this happens. He had, I think I got thunderstomped with the last wound. I just got thunderstomped by his wyvern, and combined with the divine icon and no armor save for me, this was, I think, pretty okay that he just kills the general here. Don't know, so I was fine with this. So I hold, and then I countercharge with the and I managed to get 3 wounds on the spider. So I countercharge then with the chosen this spider and this spider. Most of the time the chosen aren't that great against monsters, because most of the other monsters are have some stupid rules which are not that nice for me. For example, the Hydra has regen, the Kraken has -1 to hit, and everyone strikes pretty hard back, but this spiders just with strength 5, and I can just get everything in contact and I still hit them on 2s. This is quite nice. I mean, toughness 6 is hard, but if you can roll the dice pretty hard, then this isn't then it isn't a problem for you either. So what happened then? I killed the spider with my rest chosen here, and I took the challenge with my BSB. BSB was Nurglemark, and he I think just got one hit off with his Lord on 5. Yeah, well, this I think can happen against Markov Nurgle. So I got one wound there, and I took all the armor saves I had to do against this Wyvern. So pretty lucky for me. But then again, he didn't pass the break test, and but he was able to roll high enough to that I couldn't reach him anymore. But and his goblins here. Uh, hold their 5 up leadership tests. I think this was pretty important. Yeah, well, I don't know, but this was pretty nice too for him. The warriors here on the left hand side, the chosen went pretty rampage and just insta killed the whole spider. This is stupid. This is really stupid. I mean, sure they do like 17, 18 hits, but then wounding on 5, this is just too much. This is just too much to insta kill them. But I had to hold the spider here, and I think it's okay to charge, but still. Yeah, still my magic wasn't able to do anything, so no -1 to hit or something like this. Yeah, it wasn't that great tournament for my sorcerer. Yeah, just over here, he with the general dead, he wasn't able to pass his break test here, and I overrun this unit with the monster here, and this unit I think yeah was able to flee from the lust. No, 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 no. Oh well, whatever. But both units were dead after some time. So one I killed, and the other one just fled away. Wasn't able to rally himself, and then I just pushed them again with 2 charges off the table. Yeah, just around here. His guy rallied again, somewhere like here, and then I killed him with my sorcerer with a spell by him. I mean, it's a bit tricky. I always complain that my sorcerer does nothing, and then I explain in the next turn that he killed something, like in the last game with the Taruscosaurus, whatever he is called by the Lizardmen, and then is a general of the Orcs and Goblins. Yeah, well, whatever. The rest chosen charged these goblins and killed them too. He still shot with his war machines. I think he shot this one shrine here. He got half points for this shrine because yeah, I had just one wound left, and yeah, this was all at the end. So. Sorry. So hopefully you could hear me all the time. I don't know. If not, this I will have to do this again. Well, where are we? Where were I? So yeah, like I said, I managed to kill all the rest of the goblins. I managed to kill this lord over here. Um, his villain over here was my sorcerer, and yeah, then just losing my general and I think half of a unit of chosen and half of the unit of the shrine and the full shrine. So well, whatever. So it was 20-0 in the end. Yeah, he was, I think, a little bit overconfident in trying to push me so hard. He said he was just too scared by the alchemy magic that he wanted to try it and push it hard, and then wanted to win this game hard, and that's why he took so many risks. I think he know what he was doing, and that this could go pretty wrong way. But this time, yeah, it got better way for me. Uh, this was okay. This was nice. Sure, there were some pretty important roles I did, especially the charge here with the chosen insta killing the spider, holding the leadership 5 here, and he could have been much more luckier with his Wyvern too. maybe insta-killing my general, sure, that would have been lucky, but there he could have been lucky, or yeah, holding here was one of his leadership tests, but yeah, well, he wasn't able to get lucky in this game, so I won pretty big, 20-0, and securing me the second place for this tournament. Yeah, overall, again, the list works pretty fine. With no redirect, this can be sometimes a little bit tricky, but yeah, like I said in the first podcast, list is solid. I think it's a list you can always bring to tournament, single and team tournament. In single is nice that you can still do something if it's a bad matchup. You don't have to force it. You still can stay back, try to do something with your sorcerer. And for team tournaments, it's nice too, because you have pretty good matchups. There are pretty good matchups for this list where you can just crush your opponent, but then you can still play again against many things. And I think that's why this is the thing I really like for this list. It's solid, it's stable, and always a good choice. And I was glad that I brought it again to this tournament. Wasn't that much new stuff, but still, I like to play this list, this roster. It's nice, and yeah. So next tournament is next week already. Fluff Bunny tournament in Jena, but it's not in Jena. But well, whatever. They had to change the tournament location, but there will be better reports from this too. And yeah, this will be a great tournament with some fluffy rules, some fluffy characters you can play extra. So I'm pretty looking forward to this. And yeah, thank you for listening, and see you, bye.